Merry Christmas. I recognize that this is a surprising statement to hear at Shabbat services, but it is my heartfelt wish for our Christian neighbors and friends. This evening, of course, marks Erev Christmas or Christmas Eve. And I very much like wishing my Christian friends a Merry Christmas. I don't very much like the bland and nondescript happy holidays. I prefer that we know the greeting that evokes meaning to our friends and is most authentic to their faith. Knowing what is important to our neighbors is an important quest. This week we read the opening chapters in the book of Exodus. Our stay in Egypt, which began with Joseph and his brothers, turns very ugly and turns into the slavery that we retell at our Passover Seders. There is one reason, according to the Torah, why a new Pharaoh enslaves us. It is because he forgets. His failure to remember all the good Joseph and his descendants did for prior generations of Egyptians is what makes him grow afraid of the Israelites. It is his forgetting that leads to our suffering. The Torah states explicitly, a new king arose over Egypt who did not know Joseph. Knowing what matters to our neighbors, to those among whom we live, makes all the difference in the world. Knowledge suggests intimacy. It means knowing what your friends like and dislike. It means knowing what is important to your neighbors. It means knowing what they believe and having enough confidence in our own faith and our Jewish holidays to wish our friends this evening a holiday filled with Christian meaning. And while happy holidays is the invention of those who do not wish to offend or those who wish to place Christmas in the same box as New Year's, Merry Christmas is a greeting that matters to those who believe in Christianity and who find Christmas deeply meaningful. While many of our friends and neighbors are Christian, more and more are in fact Muslim or Hindu or Chinese. And so that means learning how to say Ramadan Mubarak, a blessed Ramadan, or Happy Diwali, or Happy Chinese New Year. Ramadan begins, by the way, on April 2nd, and the Chinese New Year the beginning of February, and Diwali was in fact this past month. So you'll have to save up that greeting for next year. And we have to promise ourselves that we should better learn an even more meaningful greeting to offer our friends and neighbors. Let's be honest. All these greetings are somewhat cursory and do not really show that I know much about my neighbors' holidays, especially those whose faith lies in Eastern traditions. But I want to know, and I want to learn so much more, because knowing suggests friendship. Knowing means true neighborliness, and knowing leads to salvation. After Pharaoh's fears grows and he sets taskmasters over the Israelites to oppress them, they cry out in pain, and God hears their groans, the Torah reports, and says, God heard their moaning, and God remembered the covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And God looked upon the Israelites, and God took notice of them. And those last words, Vayeda Elohim, should not be translated as took notice of. It should be translated instead, and God knows. Knowing can really save us. So Merry Christmas, Ramadan Mubarak, Happy Diwali, Happy Chinese New Year, and most important of all, Shabbat Shalom, because even the simplest of greetings can lead to shalom, to peace.